Alright guys, here's another how-to guide. Hopefully I'll make sense. This is obviously assessment 3, the report. Before you look at this, please have a look at the mini report how-to guides I gave you, just to give you an idea of some of the things that go into a larger report. Or if you're confident with the mini reports, have a look at the style of the benchmark report I'm going to give you in a second. Here, pretty much what I'm trying to do with this assignment was just, guys, have some fun with it. Ironic, isn't it, that this is a tourist activity in a Southeast Pacific country where we're all stuck at home? This may just be very ironic. Now, pretty much what we're looking at is I just put together a hypothetical idea of an ecotourism activity where a submarine with passengers gets towed behind a boat over a barrier reef, so families or whoever can actually see what's under the water but without having to get wet. So guys, here's the background to it in the specific tasks. Now, in terms of words, guys, I'm very happy with you just to get to the point like you do in the mini reports. Now, the key thing you guys need to know is that the lecture that I'm putting together on segmentation, targeting, positioning is critical for this. So one of the key things is I need you guys to look up and identify, well, who are the target markets? So I'd be doing search terms like tourism in South Pacific, looking at TripAdvisor. What are the top 10 activities that companies do, or snorkeling adventures? Get onto the websites, have a look at people from different countries. The positive is, I'll tell you what, there's going to be a massive tourism boom after this. When the world's coronavirus free, there's a lot of catching up. I know a lot of you have had to cancel trips, so have I. So who are we targeting? Are they Chinese tourists? Are they Indonesian tourists? Are they American tourists? Who goes to South Pacific countries? Who could we coax to come over who've never thought of going under the ocean? Now, what I want you to do is literally go to a lot of the journals of tourism. A lot of those, use Google Scholar, have a lot of profiles of international tourists. And there's so much done in this area, it's not funny. But the key thing is, guys, just tell me to the point, according to this report, such and such tourists visit Southeast Asian countries. Or you could use, if you find a lot of similar data in Australia, you can say, well, look, if they're coming to Australia, they can go, say, to Fiji, Samoa, Tonga, any of these islands out there, Hawaii. Anywhere where you think this could work, could be Madagascar. It's okay to expand and adapt your information over to these. Now, the other thing I want you to do is, well, all right, what are the similar activities? Are there other major tourist providers that do this? Reef tours, eco tours. We did a fantastic trip on the other side of Hawaii where we were diving with literally wild dolphins and turtles, just straight family-run business. I regret I can't remember, but we got onto their webpage. It was eco-friendly tours. It was sensational. Now, this is the big one. Determine the company's position using a gap map or a positioning map. I'd probably call it a positioning map, but I will have this week put in exactly how to do positioning maps. There's already up on your Moodle site a small YouTube video on positioning maps. This makes it easy for you to actually look at what real attributes are useful. And this is where it comes to the next question. What are the key attributes? Why are they doing it? Is it fun, excitement? Because it's there, it's affordable. What should the value proposition, like you look from a business point, what should we be promoting to each different target market? I'd probably focus on 2 target markets at the most, or 3, depending if they're a clear-cut target markets from the literature. Do your price point. What do they usually charge for this? What would you expect to pay? So a lot of it is, draw your positioning maps, explain why you've drawn them, what attributes, and use the literature to justify it. Again, I don't need war and peace. I just want you to use your research, show it, here it is, and just justify your position. Okay? Now, that's very much just get to the point, have some fun, do your research, know what customers are there in the market. Now, for guys doing 213, they need to add another 250 words because it's a second year subject. That does not apply to first years. Now, the second part, guys, was the fun part. I mean, seriously, do we need another assignment going to explain the history of marketing or customer satisfaction? Let's have some fun, right? So I looked at it and went, okay, let's create a brand for the new product. What do you want to call this? Is the name appropriate? And this is the one, is it appropriate for all segments? You want to avoid a situation like, I drove Mitsubishi Pajero. Pajero in Spanish means wanker. Many people said that was an appropriate car for me to drive, but you want to make sure that your colours and that actually work for your target market. If you say, hey, we're going to target the poor Chinese tourists that have been stuck in China, from the new year that want to go out to these reefs but just don't know how to swim, we can provide it for them. Well, what colours? What's a good colour? You don't want a colour that is culturally inappropriate, that signifies death in China or what have you. So do a bit of research, find out what are happy colours, what work, come up with a brand name. Guys, do whatever you want. I want you to have fun here, right? Uniforms, tone of voice, just enjoy it. Again, the cultural beliefs is what I was getting at, and explain why is it culturally suitable. Now, if you guys want to say, look, I just want to focus on Chinese tourists, great. If you find out that the most tourists are from Sweden or Scandinavia, fine. It's up to you. I'm giving you a lot of latitude here. I just want to have some fun, but I want to see some facts and figures explaining why you're doing it. Now, this is another one. If you've got friends and family, you say, look, no, I'm just going to focus on Australians who want to do this. Do an online survey. Again, no face-to-face unless they're stuck in the house with you. Again, you can use this just to show, hey, look, I found this. And look, I don't care if you've only got 10 people. We'll assume you had 10,000. And again, so have a feedback loop here. Report on the outcomes. Do you need to make changes? What is it? Again, and this is the part I like. Develop 2 ads, any type, guys. You want to do a print ad, Instagram, a YouTube clip ad, I don't care. Let's have some fun. You just got to be able that you can add a link to your assignment that the tutor who will be marking this can go to it, open it up, and have a laugh. All right, now, what we need is, this is going to be a report. The number one thing that we need to do, and I've just added this for the first time as a little checklist, is be able to do a report in first year. You're commerce students, a lot of you, but if you're not, you will probably have to write a report at some point in your life. So this is just an easy assignment to get going. So here, use this as a tick box. If you haven't done it, you haven't done it properly. Now, I'm going to show you a benchmark assignment. Alyssa Christian came first in MARK 101. Her assignment's off the charts. And you'll see that she just does this extremely well. And I always use that, and so do my tutors, as that's what a 20 out of 20, really, we should have given a 25 out of 20, it was that good, looks like. So again, guys, one of the big issues they do ask is, can we put images and tables in the body of your report? Absolutely. The most important thing for me is that it's easy to read. I'm not overly strict on the word count. You just want a piece of work that you're proud of, that people want to read. It's got diagrams, graphs, it just flows, and it's a credit to your university education. Now let me swap over and try to find Alyssa's presentation now. Okay, what you have on screen was Assessment 3, Marketing Communications. Alyssa did it for Lush Cosmetics. This was a MARK 101 assignment. The thing I want to go to first is exactly what I do and all my tutors do. We don't even look inside it. We go straight down to here. Now, this is a first year assignment. and here are the reference lists. You have the Body Shop, journalism, journals, blogs in here. Bruce, J 2016, the How Wire Marketing to Baby Boomers. So again, you could look for blogs that apply to tourism. The Emerging Challenge of Brand Design in Social Innovation, a Lush case study, Lush's Appeal, the textbook. Right, that's page 1. Let's keep going. Lush brings it together. How marketing and marketing of sustainable brand affect consumer behaviour. She even went to a thesis and looked it up. This is just genius work. But the other one, IBIS World Industry Report Cosmetics. Have a look. Contact our librarians. You have the library looks and see if there are tourism reports. I'm sure there are. Again, guys, you've got 2 pages. The moment I saw this reference list, I've just gone, yeah, okay, we're straight away, we're talking distinction, let's cut the crap really, we're talking high distinction. You have this much information, you can't really go wrong. So let's go back to the start. Now, a lot of students say, well, Elias, how do I structure it? Now, again, I'm happy with you to use the questions I had as headings. Now, an executive summary we'll have a look at. I'll explain that in a second. But guys, it's a report. So just make the headings easy. It's like a lot of students go, I can't write more than 2 words in a heading. No, you want a heading that explains cultural beliefs of Chinese target market, attitudes of Australian markets. It's designed to make it easy for people who are professionals, who haven't got a lot of time to read it. Now, see how beautifully set out that is? Appendix A, B labelled, clear, it looks professional. Now, we go to the executive summary. I love the attention to detail. Okay? Now, an executive summary is literally just what's the point of the report, what did we find, really what we came up with. So it very much be a matter of just, you can follow this format. I'm more than happy with this. Aim of the report, method, what are your strategies, recommendations, put in your headings. It's meant to be 1 page. A lot of executive summaries won't have headings. I'm okay with that as well. But it's just saying, look, we created a brand called this. We looked at these key target markets. We think this will work. We've come up with advertising which has these appeals in it. And that's why it's going to be a smash hit. This will be a successful business. That's it. Doesn't have to be long. It just has to show you're a professional. Now, it's here, because this was an existing company, we really had a bit of background just to give the reader an idea what's going on. What I'm more interested in is just have a look at the headings are lovely. A nice short to the point description, referenced here, nice visuals, inclusion of tables. Have a look at the reference. Immediately, Alyssa's gone, I am using a high-powered reference. This is marketing at its best, right? Here it is. Here are the facts. This is what's going on. Here are the appendices. She is saying, I have done my research. I know what I'm talking about. You are not taking my marks away from me. And that's in my head. I'm looking at going, this is perfect. Why would I take marks off it? So we go down. The psychographics. Guys, find out who are the people that will jump in a submarine and go under. Are they adventure seekers? Are they eco-friendly? Eco-warriors? What is it that drives it? But can you see everything here is fully supported? This just smashes it out of the park. Now, what I particularly love is have a look at the competitive table. Who are the competitors? Know your enemy, know yourself, right? Is Sun Tzu, The Art of War, or Sinzi. So again, what are the other competing ones? What do they do? Why do they attract business? These tables just show that you've smashed it. And then Alyssa goes further. According to my primary research, that's the survey stuff. Just going, here it is, here we go. So again, you might have, where it's current image of the brand here, you might say desired image of the brand. How do you want to be seen? And as an adventure company, an eco-friendly tool, what angle do you think is going to resonate the most with your target group? That's marketing. This is greenfields, guys. We're doing it. Have a look at what other companies are out there. There's nothing wrong with using, if you look at one and say, look, they do similar stuff elsewhere in the world, do an imitation strategy and just adapt your own stuff. You have price versus environmental sustainability. This might be relevant for you. How sustainable is it? Is the boat solar powered? Is it low fuel? You're towing a sub? What aspects can we do? I allow you to make a few assumptions on this. At the moment, I'd say it's probably a very efficient, petrol-driven with engines that are very economical compared to old diesel engines that consume a lot of fuel. Now, again, the positioning, what are the key attributes I asked you to advise? See how beautiful, you can put a logo, a little explanation, you can have a dolphin, whatever. These just look great, and the lecture will help you do this. So you can see that everywhere here you've got short paragraphs, getting to the point, justifying why they do this. And look at the quotes, right? It just is beautiful. Again, reinforce it in the appendix. And here you have a conclusion. Now, the appendices is, to me, where you earn your money. You've got your references. In your appendices, they can be as long as you want. It just shows the effort you've put in. So here we have, look at the primary research. This is it. I visited the Lush Store Miranda before we had social isolation. So you can look at this, look at the pictures. Again, guys, do screenshots of competitors' websites or travelers on TripAdvisor. They have photos. Take a shot if they've done similar activities elsewhere. So, you've got here an analysis of the ads, right? What does it do? What does it portray? What does it tell? What does it convey? So, again, all of these things is just showing that Alyssa knew her market, knew her customer, knew the product, knew what was going on. Here are your survey results, created using Google Forms, right? 10 questions. Parents' workplaces are Gen X, Gen Y. Again, you have primary research. This tells me, Elias, I want 20 out of 20. I want to be the best. I want to show people I can do basic market research. And it's superb. Here we go. How could quotes from written responses? This is another great way, if you want to make impact, is to actually sit there and say, hey guys, this is a written comment. It has more weight than usually statistics in a graph. It's just how people are. And look at this, beautiful little commentary. It's telling a story all the way through. I mean, look, I don't think I could have done a better assignment than this myself. Actually, I'm sure I couldn't. And that's why every year we use this, the quality of assignments just goes up because people are learning from the best. Now, look at the questions that were used online. Right, you've got UK examples and then Instagram posts showing what's there with a bit of analysis, and you get to key data, marketing concepts. Again, the vals, this is important for you guys, right? Are they innovators? Are they thinkers? Are they believers? What motivates someone to want to jump into a submarine? What stage of the family life cycle? Are you old and you don't care if you die? Or you're young, or you're doing it with a family? This is superb work. It doesn't get better than this. Right, Ibis World, cosmetics, get your hands on these reports. So this is just showing everything's right. And then you have Alyssa's own, you could do this in any format. She hand drew these. Absolutely brilliant. Enjoy the lush earth with an explanation why it will work. Like, guys, this is just, it's a privilege to have read this work. And I think when this is what first years are doing, and I've got to be honest, there are at least 50 assignments that would have been, 50 would have been HDs at least, if not more. Because students, once they got into it, went, yeah, look, this is a standard I want to do. Guys, have a crack at this, have some fun. It's a beautiful assignment to use as a template. To many HDs, and if your assignment doesn't look like this, well, you've got to ask yourself why, because it's here. You're all capable of it. I believe in you, and I want you to do your best.